Okay, so we're going to continue our work in this review packet with the notes on writing equations for parallel lines. So the first step is to identify that slope that you are given. So we're going to assume that the directions say to write an equation that is parallel to this one right here, and that they give us a point that it also goes through. So if this is the equation, guys, what is the original slope? What is the given slope? Well, what's in front of the x? 2. That line has a slope of 2. Okay, now we want to make our own line. So we want to make a line that is parallel to that. What do we know about parallel lines? The slope of a parallel line is the same as the original line. So what is our new slope? The original one was 2, and it's parallel. Our new slope is still going to be 2. So we want a slope that is y, or an equation that is y equals 2x plus, the problem is we don't know our new b. So what do? This one, it's giving us points that it's going to go through. So the original problem would give us a point, and in this case, this is an x comma y. We're going to plug them in, and find out what our b is. So the y, 4 is going to go in here. The x, 1 will go in there for the x. 4 equals 2 times 1 plus b. 4 equals 2 plus b. And I'm just going to subtract 2 from both sides to get the b by itself. So these would go away, and I would have 4 minus 2. I got to bring this up here. 2 equals b. So our new equation is now y equals 2x plus 2. That is going to be a line that is parallel to this line because they have the same what? They have the same slope. They just have a different y-intercept. This particular line happens to go through 1, 4. Okay, so I just kind of did all the work up here. It's just broken up into 3 steps. We've got to find the y-intercept. This was just plugging it back in. Y equals 2x plus 2. So you're going to do that same set of steps in these 2 problems down here on your own in 17 and 18. Find out what is the slope they give you, and that slope is going to be exactly the same to make a parallel line. You just have to figure out the b by plugging in the x and the y for the ordered pair that they give you. And in this case, it's the same ordered pair. They both go through 6, 4. So just to get you started, what is the slope? In this case, -3. So you're going to have y equals -3x plus b. It's parallel. It's got the same slope, but it's just a different y-intercept, and we don't know it. We've got to plug in x and y and solve for b. Same thing here. Same slope, but a different y-intercept. And we've got to plug in x and y. So you can do that on your own. All right, and then our last section is perpendicular lines. So what do we know about perpendicular lines? The slope of a perpendicular line is the negative or opposite reciprocal of the original slope. Okay, so if we are given a line, for an example, and the slope was 1/2, what would the new slope be if we wanted to be perpendicular? What's the negative flip reciprocal of that? 1/2 would be 2 over 1, and we'd make it negative, so -2. What if we started with this, -3? What would the negative reciprocal of that be? Well, -3 is -3 over 1, so it would flip, and it would be 1 over 3. And it's already negative, so to make it negative again, we'd have to do the opposite. We'd make it positive. This one would go downhill, this one would go uphill, and they would be perpendicular. So let's say we had this problem example, and we were trying to find something going through this, or that was perpendicular to this line. Perpendicular. What is the given slope? What's the given slope there? Given slope is 2. So what is our new slope going to be that we need for a perpendicular line? Not the same thing anymore. If it's the same, it's going to be parallel. So the new slope, we're going to flip it over. The reciprocal is 1/2. And for it to go the other direction, it's got to be a negative. There's our new slope. So what's our new y equals? Y equals, we're using our new slope, -1/2x plus b. Let's assume the problem says it's going through this point right here, this x and y. we're going to plug in that x and y again. These are the same numbers as the last example. There's our 1, there's our 4, our x and our y. So it's going to be 4 equals negative 1/2 times 1 plus b. So 4 equals negative 1/2 plus b. And to get rid of that negative 1/2, we add 1/2 to both sides. And you get 4.5 equals b. Ooh, that looks like a 6. 4.5 equals b. Make sure our b's look like b's. And now we say, okay, I know my slope, I know my y-intercept, so y equals negative 1/2 x plus 4.5. Could I have made that 4.5 if I wanted to? Sure. So now the same thing down here. On your own, you're writing an equation that is this time perpendicular to this. So when you find your new slope, is it going to be negative 3? No. If it was negative 3, it would be parallel. Your new slope is going to be the negative reciprocal. Flip over 3 and you get 1/3. And this is already negative, so you're going to make it positive. There's your new slope. So it's going to be y equals 1/3 x plus b. And you've got to find your b by plugging in. Here's an x. Here's a y. Plug it in. See what you get. What would be the new slope for this guy? If this is your slope 1/2 and you want something perpendicular to it, flip it, make it negative. Flipped would be 2, and this one was positive, so this one needs to be negative. So your new line is going to be y equals negative 2x plus something you don't know. Now you're going to plug in, and see what you get. All right, so that you're going to do on your own as well. If you need any more support, you can let me know, and I can try and find some other videos for you, or you can also go to Khan Academy and search any of these topics, and there's some great videos that are already made for you from Khan Academy. It's spelled like this, Khan Academy. And then you can find some more videos that way too. All right, we'll see you later.